edge.
Taiwan has received more than 1 million doses of the AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine from Japan. President Tsai Ing-wen thanked Tokyo and said democracies should support each other. Taiwan has accused China of blocking its attempts to buy other jabs. Beijing, which claims the independently governed island as its own, denies the allegation. Global food prices have risen to their highest level in a decade. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization says costs for maize soared by 40% compared with the same month last year, driven by a surge in international prices of vegetable oils, sugar and cereals. The pandemic meant suppliers were hit by disruptions to labour, production and transport, creating shortages and cost increases. There have been a series of explosions at the biggest ammunition plant in Serbia. Local media say there are no reports of injuries and all workers and nearby residents were evacuated. It's unclear what caused the blast at the Slobodar facility in the town of Čačak. BBC News.
This is The Real Story from the BBC. I'm Rithala Shah with your weekly deep dive into a story that's making news and changing lives. And this week we head to Israel.
Mr. Netanyahu, is this your last week as Prime Minister? Will this be your last week as Prime Minister?
Is that a wish or a question?
Israel's longest-serving Prime Minister, a man they call Bibi, appears to be on his way out of office. His position's threatened by a coalition that unites parties from the left and the far right, and for the first time even includes an Arab Israeli. Disparate is an understatement, and Mr. Netanyahu's party, Likud, says the only thing the group has in common is a desire to see the PM removed from office.
That will be the first and probably the last achievement of this government, because you have radical left, extreme right, sitting together in the same government. They don't have much in common and they will paralyze each other. I think he will lead the opposition for a while. If they will not be able to work, he will wait for the right opportunity to come back to the Prime Minister's office.
So even if this fragile coalition makes it into government, no one is ruling Mr. Netanyahu out. His 2 stints in office span 15 years, but he's headed a nation where the divides seem to be deepening. Lethal clashes have erupted over the past month in East Jerusalem, the West Bank and Gaza over Jewish settlers moving into neighbourhoods dominated by Arab families.
To go ahead, and indeed I was in Porto on Friday of last week when the football fans did arrive, and to me I was quite shocked at the number of people, British people, going around Porto not respecting what is a very strict mask discipline here in Portugal, and not respecting social distancing. That only got worse on the Saturday, and people are quite angry about that. They see that they look at it and think, was Portugal put on the green list just to allow this to happen and then put back on amber again?
So Audrey, what is your feeling then for the summer ahead? Is this going to be another lost summer like last year, or are people still clinging on to the hope that maybe in a month or two's time Brits will be able to rejoin you there?
I think that people are clinging on to the hope that this realisation that there may be more cases might not come to fruition, that the mutations that they're worried about here, the Indian variant and what Grant Shapps is naming as the Nepali variant, which other people are saying actually isn't of concern here, that they might be able to put a lid on it, just like they did after Christmas. After Christmas, the COVID cases went up exponentially in Portugal, and that was as a consequence of a lack of discipline, a lack of confining people at home over Christmas and telling them not to go to their families. They let them out, and the cases really went through the roof. Then the country locked down severely. People were not allowed to go anywhere, and the cases just fell off a cliff again.
We'll leave it there. Audrey, best of luck for this summer ahead. Thank you for joining us. Audrey Gillen.
Thank you.
Now, the other big story today in the business world is that finance ministers from the world's biggest economies are meeting in London today. The Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, has the big tech companies in his sights. He is seeking a global agreement to ensure that the likes of Google and Amazon pay their fair share when it comes to tax. Let's speak to our economics editor, Ed Conway. And Ed, this is the first time that we're meeting in person, isn't it, with the UK tech giants very much in their sights?
It's a big moment for that. I mean, obviously, this is the first face-to-face meeting that finance ministers have had since COVID. So there's a kind of momentousness to it from that perspective. Although the heavens opened just as they arrived, so I hope no one's reading too much into that. But the topics under discussion are actually also pretty weighty as well. I mean, for decades, governments around the world have been certainly talking the talk on trying to deal with corporate tax avoidance, while not actually implementing things which seem to make much difference. So you still have a lot of corporate tax avoidance, big tech giants, big companies with brands, household names, shifting profits around the world in order to reduce their tax bills in the UK and indeed in the US. And the idea, I suppose the main thing under discussion, there are a few things being discussed here at Lancaster House in London, but the main thing under discussion is the idea that you could combat this through two things. First of all, a global minimum corporate tax rate. The idea being that if everyone or if most people around the world agree not to have their tax rates below a certain level, then there's nowhere for companies to potentially go. And the second thing is trying to find a way to change the way that we account for how much money these companies are making and where those taxes get apportioned. So two things really. And Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary for the US, she's here. They're beginning their first plenary session, so they are now starting to talk about tax in that building behind me. The big question, though, is what they can come up with, whether they can agree both of those two things. Janet Yellen is keen on the global minimum, but the Americans seem slightly less keen on the idea of changing the calculations, or not, and just how much detail we get from them. So the talks are going on today. They've just started, like I say. There's also a few other things on the agenda, like environmental reporting standards and things like that. But mainly it's tax that's likely to dominate, and we probably will have to wait till tomorrow to get a clear readout as to whether they're able to come up with something. But the consequences could be enormous. You're talking about billions, if not trillions, of dollars of tax that might be shuffled around and could well go into the UK exchequer as well. So a very big deal indeed, and we'll bring you more on that as these talks continue and any news that comes out of that building behind me.
OK, Ed, for now, thank you very much. Of course, you were just looking at the latest live pictures coming in from that meeting. There you are, the UK Chancellor Rishi Sunak chairing the meeting of the G7 finance ministers. Janet Yellen sitting to his left, there she is. She is the US Treasury Secretary. It's the first time all 7 finance ministers have been able to meet in person since the pandemic. And as Ed was saying, lots to talk about on the agenda, talking particularly about a potential tax on the likes of Google, Facebook and Amazon, which we're going to talk about in a bit more detail now. We're joined by Lord O'Neill. He's the former chief economist and chairman of Goldman Sachs Asset Management. We're also joined by Capri Cafero, visiting professor at the London School of Economics, and also the former Democratic Ohio State Senator. Good to talk to you both, and good that the rain has started to greet our foreign friends for the first time, Jim. It's not raining where you are, wherever you are, you lucky thing. Is there a case, do you think, in your opinion, Jim, let's start with you, to raise more taxes from the likes of Google and Amazon and Facebook?
I think it's pretty clear, yeah. Especially in the environment in which the whole world economy and capitalist system has developed the past 20 years, it's pretty evident that many companies, and the tech ones, have been the most adaptive and the most adept at shifting things around in order to pay as little tax as possible. And it's a tricky thing for policymakers to get to grips with, as always, with business. Business is ahead of the policymakers. But it looks finally as though, partly because countries come at it from a different angle, I think this important point that was implicit in what Ed was saying in his previous report, trying to bring them together to some common ground so that the net aggregate amount of tax for the world and a fairer share between companies and individual tax rates can be found. So let's hope this is a successful couple of days in that sense.
Capri, what do you think? Of course, the US is home to capitalism and the free market economy. Do you think the G7 imposing higher taxes on US tech giants, namely, is fair?
Well, I mean, personally, I think it's fair. I mean, obviously, corporations like Amazon have profited significantly from probably one of the only multinational corporations that have profited significantly during the pandemic, given the nature of lockdowns and the necessity to have delivery. Now, it seems as if, and this was alluded to in the report, that there is a reluctance on behalf of the United States to really push that. We do have to note that, even if there is a consensus amongst the leaders of the G7 nations, each individual nation has to actually go through the process of making the changes through their legislative body for these the changes in the tax rate for the corporations. Obviously, the intention, as my colleague mentioned, is to try to create some kind of equity so there isn't the shell game for corporations to try to shield and reduce their tax rates. This is not going to be an easy feat. It's not going to be easy for each individual nation where, lobbyists and special interests representing these multinational corporations will push back. Amongst the community of nations, you're going to have places like Ireland and Cyprus, two of the lowest corporate tax rates in the EU at 12.5%, pushing back. And while I think the graphic said that the Biden administration is focusing on a 21% global corporate tax rate, I think they're probably looking closer to a 15% rate because it would probably be easier to garner consensus because it wouldn't be as big of an increase. So it is going to be interesting to see, and even regardless of what comes out of this, we still have to deal with the G20 and then each individual nation that plays a part in all of this.
It's hugely complicated, isn't it, Jim? I know you're nodding in agreement. And also, these companies employ very clever accountants and who make the most of tax holes and loopholes in tax systems. For example, offshoring. They'll always find a way around it, won't they?
Well, I suppose part of the nature of aspects of how the system works is that those in the private sector will try to adapt the rules for their own best interests. What I find myself thinking, listening more to the discussion here, is that this is against the background of where there's been this rampant belief coming out of economic theory, but adapted and actually applied for the past 30 years, that the lower you reduce corporate tax rates, the more you get stronger investment. But actually, the reality is, for various complicated reasons, but the past 20 years, we have not seen strong private sector investment spending in many, many G7 countries. So the whole concept of trying to attract companies by offering them favorable corporate tax rates has essentially turned out, in my opinion, to be misplaced anyhow. And at a time when you have this great angst about the equality of growth and how the capitalist system works, I think it's very important that the leading nations of the world's economy, and notwithstanding the fact that there are issues as to how representative the G7 is for the world these days, I think it's really important that they do something here to change the mental state of affairs that sort of dominated the whole corporate tax scene for most of my adult life, really, or certainly most of my professional life.
Yeah,
and
you bring up a good point, Jim. I just want to go back to Capri, if you don't mind, because of course you have a very strong background in politics as a former Democrat state senator for Ohio, and now of course you're a professor at the LSE. So I want to talk to you about the arrival of I want to talk to you about the arrival of Joe Biden as president. Does this usher in a new era, do you think, of a different form of cooperation between, say, within the G7? Do you think that there is a willingness to come to some agreement on all the issues that Jim has just very well placed out?
Well, I certainly can say that it is a stark contrast to the previous administration in the White House. I mean, the Trump administration not only, reduced corporate tax rates basically to an effective tax rate of about 8%, but they also really, operated in a unilateral way, not, consulting in the community of nations, really stepping back from multilateral organizations, from the UN to the WHO, and the list goes on and on. If you look back to 2017, President Trump at the G7 in Canada, basically agreed to things in concept, got on the plane to North Korea and tweeted that he basically was reneging on what he said. So, Joe Biden is approaching things very differently. I think that, Janet Yellen as his representative here, as well as when you see President Biden show up in Britain in a few days, I think you will see someone who is trying to engage with the international community to build consensus. And so in that sense, I think that, we are certainly going to see a very different kind of narrative policy-wise coming out of all of this. I do want to say one other thing about what my colleague was talking about as far as corporate tax rates not necessarily attracting or growing investment. I think the other part of this is that it's not just about the tax rates, it's also about things like wage rates and environmental standards that, when it comes to manufacturing, is still going to be attractive where other nations have lower wage rates and lower environmental standards. And that's something that I think that the industrialized nations still have to struggle with if they want to repatriate manufacturing into their nations.
And Jim, it's the first time they've met it in person since the pandemic. Of course, these economies are now all growing again, albeit some way to go before pre-pandemic levels. Will they be high-fiving each other or maybe head-scratching? What does the state of the global economy right now?
Probably a bit of both. It certainly seems to me from the stuff that I've followed for the best part of 40 years in terms of high-frequency cyclical indicators, the bounce back in the developed world from this mess appears to be quite remarkable. And I think in Q2 GDP numbers, when we see them in coming weeks, we're going to see scales of improvement that are almost unheard of, other than the fact it's partly because the scales of the decline a year ago are the same, but very, very strong V-shaped recovery in the Western world. But as something else I think they are almost definitely going to talk about, it's interesting, it's not getting a lot of press, is the whole way to refinance aspects of the role of the IMF, including increased SDR issuance, so that we can do something to get vaccines out to the emerging world even faster and make sure the rest of the world is going to start sharing in this global recovery. Because as the slogan goes, and we're not all safe until everybody's safe, and I think it's true. And as we see with your previous story, just focusing on Portugal inside Europe itself, the issues are cropping up all the time, and to get the world back to a fully sustainable state of affairs, we need to make sure that more and more people can get the useful vaccines as soon as possible. And I think the G7 finance ministers have got a big role to play in being active in supporting a greater capitalization of the IMF and a greater, more imaginative use of SDR financing.
Yeah, very good point. Thank you very much for joining us, Lord O'Neill and Capri Cafaro. We've appreciated your time. Thank you. Still to come this morning here on Ian King Live, we'll be having a look at how global markets are reacting this morning to the delay to the summer reopening. Do stay tuned.
The Prasad's Automotive provides affordable, high-quality service and repairs for all makes of cars, charging from 50% of London main dealer labour rates. At the Prasad's Automotive, they have the knowledge, experience and facilities that equip them to deliver excellence and quality to their clients at a personal level. They offer servicing and repairs for all makes of cars. Special 10% labour discount and free valet for all NHS and key workers with every service and repair.
The voice of Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world in a just. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina.
every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Broadcasting live online.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harrison, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We call them London for home. For here, we call them London. And I sabi you know, just have fun and stay blessed.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home,
this is on your
Star
smartphone.
Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie, and you're listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
Worldwide, online 24/7.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The coolest way to start your weekend.
To the right, to the name of the Lord. You just shake that booty that Jesus gave you. Shake that booty that Jesus gave you. Shake that booty in the name of the Lord. Shake that booty in the name of the Lord. A salvation time while we're singing every song. Everybody else knows. Everybody else knows. Some people don't know who Jesus is. Who Jesus is.
Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
He's the fairest of 10,000. He don't fear no. Everybody have to know. Yeah. Read out. Christ so real to me. He's so real now. I love him. I want to give us the victory. I want to say that. Many people doubt him. But I can do it now. That is why I love him so. He's so real to me. In the name of Jesus. Move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the right in the name of the Lord.
Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Shake that booty in the name of the Lord. Lay down my burden. Down by the riverside.
Okay, I'm gonna lay down my bed and down by the riverside. This is Starr Radio UK, the Friday edition of the morning show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. We salute you, we love you to bits wherever you are. You know, there are other people on other planets. It's not me, the UFOs. We say hello, is somebody home? Well, wherever you are, stay glued to your set, don't touch the doll. Because from now till 1 o'clock, whoa. It's going to be the beginning of the morning show for you. With me, Archie, Mr. Frank Davids, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and Mr. Tabiri. Good morning to you, gentlemen. We're playing in the background, Beanie Man. with some lovely tune for you wherever you are. Hope that you are enjoying it. Shaking the booty that Jesus gave you. All right. God has been good. God has been good unto us. Whatever it is, whatever challenges that you were facing, whatever it was, you are still alive. You woke up this morning and say, hello, I'm still here. Yes, you are here. So if you are here, there is still hope for you. God has not finished his business with you. But wherever you are, good morning and welcome. Mr. Dave West, good morning to you as well.
Move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the right.
Well, let me say good morning to Comfort Heaven all the way in Minnesota, US of A, Abiosai, Mr. Davidson, and John Buama, all our cherished and loyal listeners there. I salute you for the good work you are doing there. Let me say a special good morning to our Aberdeen rep. No other person than Felix. Felix, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very well. Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, good morning. Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, massive good morning to you. To Kwame, morning. And Dr. Martin. And all you wonderful people in Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa. My wonderful Nigerian listeners. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Massive good morning to you all. Thank you for your patronage. I know you have my back. And therefore, that's why I'm able to sit here and then say whatever thing that we want to say. So. As I will say all the time, get yourself a cold drink or a hot drink, whichever is appropriate. Get yourself a seat, or if you're standing, get yourself standing in a very comfortable position. Because some of the story that I'm going to bring your way this morning is going to be quite bumpy. However, you are sure, as a captain, I'll make sure I take you to your destination peacefully. So once again, welcome. Okay, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. If it's the first time of listening to us, this is how the program goes. I'm going to bring you the quotes for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update from there as well. We'll move on from there. We'll have a look at some of the stories making the rounds here in the UK and across the globe, Global Trotted. And then at 11 o'clock, we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki who will be joining us to bring us updates from Nigeria. And then after that, we will continue with the conversation. At exactly 12 o'clock, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions. And then exactly at 12:30, we have our money man, Mr. Tabiri, joining in for the money hour. 1 o'clock, the curtains come down for the end of the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Of course, I am.
This is the morning show with Archie.
To our presenters of Starr Radio UK, I salute you all and thank you very much for your good work that you are doing, especially to Mr. Dave West as well. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God. Okay. All right, so now let's crack on. Today is the 4th of June, the year 2021. The time now, 10:44. Most of you listening to us in Ghana, back in the day, 1979, June 4. Oh my, oh my, oh my, it happened when we had the late flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings and his team, or his group of men, taking over the reins of the country. But looking back, what do you think about all those things? But then, dispensation where we have civilian rule and we believe that people can critique government or say anything. So far, it's not contempt of court. Well, that's when the case is going on and somebody passes a comment and that makes it a different thing altogether. Do you think if a case is said and done, somebody's invited to a place to share something or their take on an issue, do you think it is appropriate for the CJ to summon the person? Oh man, there's some story that's going to be coming your way.
Shake that booty that Jesus gave you. Shake that booty in the name of the Lord. Shake that booty in the
By any Starr Radio UK, continue to share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones.
Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside.
Just bear with me. Let's take a quick break and we come back. And then I bring you the quote for the day. Stay tuned, don't you go away.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. On your screens at the moment, the World Creation for Young Adults taking place on Saturday the 12th of June, 11 a.m. It's a session. Sessions will include cryptocurrency and shares by Sandra Ramsey Nicole and starting a small business by BB Clement. A Q&A session to all be hosted by Ola and Lola Olajide. That program will be coming your way on the 12th of June. So make sure you join in on that. Or if you have your young adults, get them, invite them to do so. All right, now let's crack on. It is now 12 minutes to the top of the hour. The quote for the day says, "Stop complaining and start taking action now." Stop complaining and start taking action now. Okay, at times it's good to complain when maybe somebody's stepping on your toe, but at times we linger in there for so long a time that instead of us to use that energy to move forward, we'd rather use that energy to stay back and keep on complaining. But I don't know. Hopefully today or from today, you and I will take a cue from this quote and then we'll move on from there. But it is Starr Radio UK, 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Now let's move on straight to the weather front and let me tell you what is happening this morning. On my way to the studio, this morning when I woke up, it was raining. I was like, okay, the next moment, changes. Now, how is the weather going to be for you today? Now, it will be cooler than previous days and spells of rain could linger in places for much of the day. Cloud and some patchy outbreaks of rain will linger through the evening and into the night. The rain will perhaps tend to drizzle in the early hours, less mild than previous nights. Okay, the total temperature is going to be 18 degrees, the lower is going to be 13 degrees. When it comes to pollen level, it's going to be moderate, UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low. Sunset 21:11 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:47 hours. Now when it comes to the weekend, tomorrow we're going to see any lingering cloud and drizzle that clearing eastwards in the morning, and it will be a mostly sunny and dry day. Now some patchy fair weather cloud will develop, but it will feel warm in the sunshine. So those of you who have activities planned, you can do so. Sunday's weather is going to be similar to what we're going to be experiencing on Saturday. So that is a gist of what the weather will be for you. But Frank will tell you, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Well, it's a weather forecast that I'm giving you. It might change. This is British weather. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Quick break, and then I'll bring you the travel updates. Stay tuned. Don't you go away. Starr Radio UK.
The Prasad's Automotive provides affordable, high-quality service and repairs for all makes of cars, charging from 50% of London main dealer labour rates. At the Prasad's Automotive, they have the knowledge, experience and facilities that equip them to deliver excellence and quality to their clients at a personal level. They offer servicing and repairs for all makes of cars. Special 10% labour discount and free valet for all NHS and key workers with every service and repair.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to be looking at the travel updates, and then we then take some lovely music break, and then we'll come your way. Now, on the underground this morning, somebody told me that I didn't play your jingle. Okay. Yes, so keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I'm keeping updated. I promise. I'm on the Starr Radio UK Travel Update. It comes away every weekday from 10:40. Coming your way later on today, 10:52. On the underground this morning, minor delays westbound only while they fix a signal failure in the Elscourt area. That aside, Waterloo City lines have still got planned closures and all the others good service there. So on the London Overground until Friday the 18th of June, journeys through between Stratford to Richmond, Monday to Friday or weekdays has been changed. And then also on Gospel Oak to Barking, train times on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, the 4th of June, changes there. So check before you leave. That aside, TFL Rail DLR London Tramlink, good service there for you. Now moving on straight to the Riverbank this morning, I can tell you shortly, apart from the Woolwich ferry that's suspended, the rest are all in good service. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise. I'm on the Starr Radio UK Travel Update that comes away every weekday from 10:40. Now, C2C. Okay, let me take it again. A mouthful. C2C, severe delays. East Midland Railways, special service. Great Western Railway, minor delays. Southern, severe delays. And Transport for Wales has also got special service. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. Moving on to the final segment of the travel update. The A24 has got closures, A4 closures, Central London Red Roads closures there, North Circular A406 closures, South Circular A205 closures there as well. And as I will say all the time, you can share with us what is happening in your area if you choose to do so. But on that note, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Change.
This Friday on the Roots of Africa program, we will be having South Africa youth on both radio and TV. On Star Radio UK, our guest will be at 3 p.m. GMT time and 6 p.m. East Africa time. And on Raya TV at 4:30 p.m. GMT time and 7:30 p.m. East Africa time.
Light-skinned people are beneficiaries of a system that they did not create, and there isn't much that they can do about it.
We as Africans need to define what beauty standards are for us, and we also need to accept that there isn't only one kind of beauty.
We'll be having the same youth on the same discussion. Hope you'll enjoy the show and do not miss the show.
I'm African and I'm proud. I love my skin color and my hair.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes, that is the Roots of Africa program that is going to be taking place this afternoon. But let me tell you who exactly is coming on. We have no other persons than Vutivi Mbiza, okay, and Celine Lanla. Okay, that's quite a mouthful, but my colleague who will be bringing you the program will mention it or pronounce it nicely for you. And yes, we'll be talking more about it during the course of the program. But the Roots of Africa comes away every Friday from 3 p.m. UK time. Okay, and it will be aired also in Uganda, in Nairobi at 7:30. EST. Okay, so make sure you make a date with us. You want to know more about what is happening on the African continent? You want to know more? Though you are living here, you want your children to know exactly where they are come from, because as is said, well, if you don't know where you came from, you wouldn't know where you are going to, or you wouldn't know when you have arrived at your destination. Okay, so it's very, very important. So make sure you join Mr. Frank Davids every Friday exactly at 3 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much. Now, let's go global trotting, a quick one, and then I'll bring you my music again, and then we will be looking at some of the stories. Mr. Koiki is trying to get some information for us. Once he has it, he'll be joining us. But if not, we'll be cracking on with the program. Wherever you are, stay tuned. Now, some news that is making the rounds. Portugal queries amber status as UK tightens rules. Now, Robert Generic said the government is being cautious to protect the UK's progress against COVID, of course. Now that everybody knows that any lockdown or anything of the sort brings about a loss in earnings, and government has to be spending more, I think that is the way forward. What about that? Okay, I know they're saying that by Tuesday, but that is where I have a problem. So that by Tuesday, if you've not gotten in, it's a 5 a.m. Tuesday. If you're not in the UK, then you come after that. You have to quarantine for 10 days. Being on the amber list, that's Portugal, and people are going to be rushing down in here. But the question is, would they be tested before they get in, or what? We'll be bringing you more that on that issue in a moment. Now, governed by tests and trace after Porto trip. Okay, the cabinet office minister had recently returned from watching the Champions League final in Portugal. Well, he went there. He's been alerted. I think somebody was tested positive, and therefore he was around those areas, so he might have to quarantine as well. Okay, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on to other parts of the world and looking at some of the stories making the round. Belarus TV confession was forced, family says. In a tearful interview, Roman Prostavich appeared to admit to organizing anti-government protests. Well, if you have a gun at your head and say anything, if not, we'll blow your brains out. You even said, I killed my mother. Meanwhile, your mother is still alive. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Tiananmen, Hong Kong activists arrested on anniversary. Chu Hang Tung is part of the Hong Kong Alliance, which organizes annual vigils for Tiananmen victims. And I remember, I think 2 days to the time, they did say, they did organize, they did say that there was whether some health and safety issues are not going well at where their secretariat or something is, and decided to lock the place down or shut the place down. And I knew exactly that. Well, they know that it's getting to that time, and looking at what is happening in Hong Kong, if China should go that way, they wouldn't allow. So let's see what is going to happen. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, in the US, yesterday we touched on this story briefly. That's leaks from Dr. Fauci's emails. The White House has defended Dr. Fauci over lab leaks emails. The disease expert says emails about the theory COVID leak from a China lab are being misconstrued. Okay, if they did it, why not? We got to investigate it. What about that? Now, Google has removed diversity head over anti-Semitism. Now, Camel Bob wrote in a now deleted 2007 blog post, the Jews had an insatiable appetite for war. Well, some will say, when do you criticize them? When are you allowed to criticize? When are you just allowed to just shut up and just get on with it? Not very sure about it, but it is Starr Radio UK. We bring you the news as it's making the rounds. Now, in Israel, Netanyahu is seeking to block on deal to oust him. Now, Israel's longest-serving prime minister could be removed from power if an opposition coalition holds. Now, they're supposed to go to the House of Parliament for a vote to take place. If that takes place and they win, then they will just oust him. But well, is it going to be able to get members of the parliament to vote against the new government that is being formed? Well, it is one of the stories making the rounds there. Starr Radio UK. The Mexican mayor defying her husband's killers. Now, Carmen Ortiz is running for a second term, even though 12 of their staff have been murdered or are missing. Well, that's a bold decision, isn't it? Starr Radio UK. Nicaragua opposition figure put under house arrest. Cristiana Chamorro is a potential challenger to President Daniel Ortega in November's election. Do you remember Daniel Ortega? Back in the day, I remember he also been a revolutionary leader. And, well, I told you in Ghana, how many years ago, in 1979 today, there was a coup d'etat. What do you think? Now, moving on to some other stories making their rounds. France has suspended military ties with Mali over coup. That's quite a worrying one. The French government demands guarantees about a return to civilian rule in the West Africa nation. So they followed ECOWAS, AU to also suspend some operations with Mali. What is going to happen there? Are the insurgency going to take hold of that particular country, and what is going to happen in the sub-region and Africa as a whole? Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, looking at some other stories, and then we on the African continent, before we take our break, musical break, let me put it that way. On the African continent, Senegal jailbreaker rearrested after 12th escape. Now this man, wow, the escape ace who had been awaiting trial says the legal process take too long. He just, well, if you say you've arrested me, charge me, take me to court, prosecute me, and whatever happens, let me know, okay? But he keeps on running, escaping, and he escapes and is arrested. Now, this is the 12th time that he's escaped and he's been arrested. What do you think? Let him just go. Okay, critical stage for fight against jihadists in West Africa. The multinational effort to stave off an encroaching takeover by Islamic militants faces severe challenges, and that's one of the challenges is what is happening in Mali and what is happening in Chad at the moment. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Nigeria is attacking Twitter over president's deleted civil war remark. They seem to be attacking Twitter for that. And the story says Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture criticizes Twitter for deleting a comment President Buhari's account after he alluded to the country's civil war in the context of recent turmoil. Now, Twitter removed the remark, noting it had violated its rules. Now, Twitter may have its own rules. It's not a universal rule. If Mr. President anywhere in the world feels very bad and concerned of a situation, he is free to express such views, says Lai Mohammed, Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture. Okay, Starr Radio UK. More going to be coming your way. But other Nigerian in Nigeria, well, Bicycle Day, FRC calls for dedicated lanes for cyclists. All right. Now, please arrest 10 suspects, recover firearms, ammunition in Enugu. Constitution review. Nigeria's Chief Justice wants judges' salaries to be reviewed every 4 years. Why not? Now, Customs sees contrabands worth over 100 million naira in Katsina. Niger Delta Congress demands Defense Force to protect region. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria. But topmost of the story that I want to bring to you from Nigeria, the federal government says the rate at which Nigerian youths are renouncing their citizenship is alarming. The Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, noted that the trend was worrisome and counterproductive, urging young Nigerians to stop renouncing their citizenship. If you are listening to me, what do you think about that statement that government or the federal government is making? Now, why would somebody say that I don't want to be known as what's the name of the surname of the Queen here in the UK? Windsor. So let's say I'm called Archie Windsor, and I say I want to denounce that name. Why? There might be something very, very wrong, or something that's not going very well, that will cause me not to be associated with that name any longer. Have they thought about that? Have they looked into why the youth are just, let's say, come on, trooping to renounce their citizenship at an alarming rate? Well, it is already okay. We'll be talking about that. What makes one feel belonging to a nation? Okay, now in Ghana, don't turn yourself into a crocodile. Lawyer tells Chief Justice Chris Akome is of the view that Dr. Dominic Ayeni was very temperate with his choice of words. He said it is unfortunate he has been dragged to disciplinary committee of GLC. He warned the Chief Justice not to turn himself into a crocodile. Now, lawyer Chris Akome has chastised the decision of the Chief Justice Kwesi Enin-Yeboah to drag Dr. Dominic Ayeni, the Bogatanga East MP, before the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council of Ghana over some alleged comments he made against the justices of the Supreme Court. Now, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, who was a member of former President John Dramani Maham's legal team during the 2020 election petition, in a forum organized by the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, the CDD Ghana, questioned the judiciary's independence due to how the Supreme Court arbitrated the election petition. Dr. Ayeni maintained that the posture of the Supreme Court throughout the election petition hearing suggests that it had a predetermined agenda to rule against the petitioner, John Dramani Mahama. He said the Supreme Court's failure to apply the rules of procedure as well as consistent and continuous dismissal of the petitioner's application or release were the basis of his assertion. Now, it's not that the case is still in court for you to say that is contempt of court. He didn't say, well, because you did that, we have to arrange all those judges who sat on the case to a trial or whatever. But he made a statement. So you came in with a predisposition that, well, this is what we want to go do. We're going to be doing, and then everything that was going on showed that. Now, if somebody makes that statement, do you have to bring the person or summon the person to the General Legal Council? Is he trying to be a crocodile? We know that we have only crocodile. And where is he? He's in Zimbabwe. Well, we'll be looking at those stories in a moment. It is Starr Radio UK. Now, ExxonMobil exit bad for petroleum sector Amabua. Dr. Amabua has also said that we'll be looking into all these stories in a moment. Stay tuned, don't you go away, but let us now enjoy the full music this morning. And that is one from Benny Man, and he says it's gospel time.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Only the best music.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
all around the world.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Some people don't know who Jesus is. Say that He's the lily of the valley, and He's the brightest morning star. He's the fairest of 10,000. He don't fear no. Everybody have to know. Read. I saw it to me. He's so real. I love Him. I want to give us the victory. I won't say that. Many people doubt Him. I can do it now. That is why I love Him so. He's so real to me. Let's move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the right in the name of the Lord. Move to the right in the name of the Lord. And just shake that booty that Jesus gave you. Shake that booty that Jesus gave you. Shake that booty in the name of the Lord. Shake that booty in the name of the Lord. And now, lay down my burden. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Lay down my burden. Down by the riverside. And I'm gonna study war no more. And then I ain't gonna study war no more. I said I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. And I ain't gonna study war no more. I said I ain't gonna study war no more. No, I ain't gonna study no more. I want you just now move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the left in the name of Jesus. And just move to the right in the name of the Lord. Move to the right in the name of the Lord. And just shake that booty that Jesus gave you. Shake that booty that Jesus gave you. And shake that booty in the name of the Lord. Shake that booty in the name of the Lord. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where I'm going now. I am on my way to heaven. Flying out now. By the grace of God in me now. 8, 7, 6, 5, sing it, sing it out. Across the bridge, there'll be no sorrow. There'll be no sorrow. Across the bridge, there'll be no pain. There'll be no pain. The sun will shine. Across the river, and I'll never be unhappy again. Now, move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the right in the name of the Lord. Move to the right in the name of the Lord. And just shake that booty.
This is Starr Radio UK.
That booty that Jesus gave you. Shake. War no more. And then I ain't gonna study war no more. I said I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. And I ain't gonna study war no more. I said I ain't gonna study war no more. No, I ain't gonna study no more. I want you just now move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the left in the
Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Yes, for all your shipment issues, especially when it's going to Ghana, you know where to turn to. That's Well Lamb Shippers. Yes, prompt. And they make sure your items get there, perfectly, the way you packaged it. Okay, but this afternoon, as I announced earlier on, at 3 o'clock, we'll be having The Roots of Africa, another edition. And this time round, we'll be having special guest on the show. The presentation, as you know, as usual, by Mr. Frank Davis, and we'll be having VoTV Mbiza and Celine Lanla Magubani. Okay, so see Magubani there. Okay, they are appearing on the Roots of Africa show. That's the 14th episode. Yeah, you want to go back to re-listen to all the others that have been brought your way. Make sure you go to Starr Radio. You can go to our YouTube channel or the Facebook. Just type in the Roots of Africa and it will all pop up and you will be able to enjoy it. It is informative and it helps you a great deal. If you have to go transact business there, what are the hurdles that you need, or the challenges, or what are the opportunities there as well? We don't look at only the challenges but the opportunities that are there as well. So make sure you join Mr. Frank Davis exactly at 3 o'clock. But at this juncture, I've got Mr. Frank Davis in the house as well. Frank, good morning.
Archie, good morning to our listeners, our viewers, wherever they are, our what I call them, those who carry us on their shoulders.
Of course.
Let me say good morning to Akusua at Crystal Palace. Akusua, the week starts with Sunday, so that's why I start with the Akusuas. Akusua and someone will be asking, who are these Akusua? They are special friends.
They are special friends.
Yeah, special friends. You can't go past them. To see us, you need to ask permission through them.
Yes.
Oh, all right. And when you get that permission, you need to see the chief consul himself. Sister Jinalate, I say good morning to you. Sister Mercy, good morning. Efua, good morning. Efia, good morning. And Simon, special good morning to you. I know you said you're going to be listening. Princess, Archie, it's a long time we greeted Princess. Let me send a special greetings to Princess. There are 3 princesses. So
is it Dr. Princess or which of the princesses?
That's it. I mean, you added it. Dr. Princess.
Okay.
We say special good morning to you. Bossman, special good morning to you. Malek, long time. Touch base. Archie,
how have you been?
I've been good.
Great.
Only this morning I woke up, and just as we were saying yesterday about travel issues.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking about, look, the red light, the green light that has been given is not permanent.
It goes off like the traffic light.
It can go off unannounced
all the time.
They decide to not change to amber. So let's see. People who, assuming you travel to Portugal, you didn't budget that when you come in quarantine.
Yeah.
There's no flight for you to return. They've given you 3-4 days just to return. You can't. Now you're gonna look, better stay home. Just staycation. The U.S. Embassy told us staycation. Monday we had to come back from the airport. So we've learned our lessons.
Simon, I hope you're doing well.
We learned our lessons. We baggage everything that we're going to the US. We go to the airport and we are here. But it's okay. Actually, good lessons learned.
Yeah. That's good. Nice to have you. Now, first of all, let's talk about the changing of the traffic light from green to amber now, and the fact, when this pandemic started and government was looking into it, when it was trying to, we said just shut the borders. Oh, we look at this country, and people go there and they say that you are coming. People are outside and say, okay, this country by tomorrow 5 a.m. if you are not here, you will quarantine. People just troop in and they come, and then they were bringing the infections more. Now they are doing same thing now. They're saying that by Tuesday 5 a.m. so people are now going to force their ways. Those who think that okay, we cannot afford to quarantine are going to force their ways to come in here. Now when they come, then they allow them in, and then those who come after that are the ones who are going to be forced to quarantine. But that is where I have a problem with. If you're saying that there is a problem there, you tell them that everybody comes in, you have to be checked and make sure that you don't have the virus before you are allowed to get into the society or the community.
Actually, thank you very much. What we know so far, we know that the UK is concerned about a possible new variant in Turkey, which they don't know how it will behave within the system. We know, for instance, that the Delta variant, which is actually the Indian variant, is behaving differently from what you call it the Kent variant. Now, what we also understand now is if what they are witnessing in Turkey and in Portugal is anything to go, but they want to observe it to see if it is going to be deadly, if it's going to be the same, if the vaccine will work on it. So they don't want to take chances. They do not want to take chances. Actually, do not forget, all these people, when they come back, insurance will have to kick in. Because they acted on government decision to travel. They acted on government decisions to travel. But actually, the critical question is, what is the sense of the vaccine? That is what, yes, we understand they are not too sure if the mutation that they've picked up in Portugal, this vaccine can withstand it. They've seen different degrees of resistance from different variants that mutate, and therefore they are being exceptionally cautious. We understand that. But what is the essence of the vaccine?
The vaccine then?
Yeah, we know is to prevent us from catching the severe form of the disease, but it doesn't stop us from catching the COVID itself and passing the virus over to different people. Although we also understand that the transmission rate is actually down once you have the vaccine. But if we're going to live our lives, anytime there's a mutation, we are forced to box in, then we're going to find it extremely difficult, because I can bet you there's going to be more mutations. Even common flu mutates every year. Common flu mutates every year, and if we have to, anytime we have a sign of mutation, let's box in sign of mutation. Even if you have a vaccine, then what is the essence of taking a vaccine? That is the question people are going to be asking. But government knows what is best for us, according to them. So they're telling us, if you look at what the transport secretary was saying, he started rising cases and COVID mutation found in Portugal by the travel firm. So he's saying that mutations that are found in Portugal, that is what has caused them to push this come home or you are banned quarantine. You know,
it is sad, because you had the Ryanair boss this morning. I mean, just going ballistic, saying that you cannot do that with people's life.
Goes into, I mean, bringing people back, training people how to do the real, like it's just like a car engine. Take a car engine, normal car engine, or even take a fridge in your room. The startup power of every device is higher than when it's running. So starting those planes running, starting the whole system going would have caused them a lot to get it going. And just as they are perfecting this thing, then we are being told pause, stop, break, stop. It doesn't, as a business, it will not help you in planning. It's not going to help you in planning at all. You know,
it's sad, but I don't think government knowing, because every time they pause, it's costing them more. They have to find the money to. So I don't think they are just doing it that lightly.
Then one would have argued that then be extremely sure before you make some of these announcements. And one mistake that I think, in fact, two mistakes have caused this nation a lot, in my view. The first was the delay in closing down the borders when it started. Then the second one was eat out, help out. That was a fatal error, because a lot of us went to restaurant, mingled, and then spread the virus like no one business. So with that behind, I mean, like this 21st issue that they're talking about, for instance, if we are not convinced that it's going to be something that will work for us, let's hold on to let's hold on to words. For instance, we understand now that outdoor activities can go up to about 10,000 pounds. So you look at Portable Glastonbury kind of stuff. I mean, going ahead, which according to them, the vaccine has proven that so far so good. Yeah. But I think they just worried about the new variant. If we cannot agree that no one travels for the next 6 months, I think we'll be okay. But that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
People
think that their rights cannot be trampled upon. Well,
and I mean, actually, to be honest with you, to some people, it's a matter of sanity. It's an issue of sanity. Because some people are going bonkers as a direct result of lockdown. I have a friend of mine who just sent me a message 3 days ago. She's gone to buy new suitcases. I mean, this is a lady who sometimes you'll be speaking to her and she said, "Oh, I found a ticket online." Within the next minute, she booked it and she's ready to travel. I mean, those kind of people. So she told me, "Oh," I said, "Where are you going?" And she said, "I don't know yet, but
I'm getting myself ready."
She's getting, and she can sleep. You wake up, just new ticket. She'll buy it and go right now. That's the kind of people you're dealing with. So actually, some people, they can't just stay back, and we are different. Yeah.
Well, we are all different, but let care and caution be what we're looking at. Okay, now UK has approved Pfizer jab for use in 12 to 15-year-olds. It says that the UK has approved the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine in children aged between 12 and 15, saying it is a safe and effective in this age group and the benefit outweighs the risk. The MHRA said it had carried out rigorous review of the vaccine in adolescents. The UK Vaccine Committee will now decide whether children should get the jab. The Pfizer vaccine is already approved for use in the people aged 16 and over. And again, there is the issue because those group of people, when they get it, it doesn't do anything to them. Okay. Now we know, but the fact that you've been vaccinated doesn't mean that you cannot contract it. So why are they vaccinating them?
This is the issue now. You've answered yourself, Archie, because if you look at it now, the vaccine is just not preventing people from catching the serious diseases, but evidence has been adduced or has been provided to prove that it limits and it reduces transmission rate, which is very critical. Virus traveling from one person to another, very, very crucial. So you're looking at that age group, they get involved, secondary school age, they socialize a lot, and therefore you expect, and evidence also suggests that they've been part of the careers of the virus since the school started opening. They bring it, someone will bring it to school, pass it to another person, the person take it to another person, their mother and their parents are home. They said they have been basically healthy careers, so to say, of the virus. So what they're hoping to achieve within that age bracket is to be able to reduce the transmission rate. It is not about preventing them from catching it, but to be able to reduce the transmission rate. That is the target of that. And if you're able to break or reduce the transmission rate in that age group, that is secondary school age group, even if you bring it down by 50%, what you've effectively done is an adult population that will catch the virus from those their kids that come home. You have automatically solved that problem as well. So that is the science behind what they're trying to do.
Okay, listen to Starr Radio UK, the Friday edition of the morning show. Mr. Frank Davis and I am Archie. We're looking at some of the stories making the rounds. Like I announced earlier on, we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who is on an errand to get some information, so he might not be able to join us. But just in case he is able to get information that we so much investigating on time, he will be on. If not, I promise you, Monday he will be on to bring you all those news. But I'm not going to tell you about it because we are still working on it. In the US, we have Google removing the diversity head over anti-Semitic blog posts. Now, I'm looking at this story because it seems to be a trend now where people might have made statements or something far in the past, and as we say, people change. Maybe at the time they didn't have the information that they have now, and might have now been well informed. They thought, that was something that I shouldn't have done. But then it comes back to bite them. So, though maybe at a point I didn't like this, and then I might have made a statement about it. Then later on it comes back. 2007, this person posted a blog, and it's said to be somewhat. I mean, again, it's like when we critique. It's
Archie, sometimes I find some of these things too far-fetched and stretched, in my view, because at the end of the day, are we not free to be able to express ourselves again? What actually constitutes anti-Semitism? When I mean, there's a fine line between discrimination, praising what was done to, and for instance, if I say the Chief Justice of Ghana is behaving aggressively like a Jewish state, what have I said wrong?
You're anti-Semitic. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because at the end of the day, you look at how aggressive the Jewish state were to the Palestinians.
Yeah, stamping on everything, making
making that you don't breathe.
Yeah,
I mean, the Palestinians should be singing the song "We Can't Live." We can't live. That should be their daily song that they should be singing. As we speak now, Ghana, you can't speak. That is what it is looking at.
Yeah.
Now, this is a guy who made a comment, and if you ask me, the content, and if you take that within context, I don't think it's anything too anti-Semitic as a but
an insatiable appetite for war and killing. That's a statement.
But actually,
but it's exactly what you do.
Actually, the evidence proves that Israel has been on offensive against the Palestinians, right? So, if for instance we find out that Israel has actually is default position is to go after Palestinians anytime they make an attempt, would that be anti-Semitic? It's becoming very difficult to be able to. I know some of us will be classified as anti-Semitics by now. One, because of our support for Jeremy Corbyn, but that is fine. That is fine. But I mean, you look at what happened to Corbyn, for instance, when they were calling him anti-Semitics, just because he expressed his support for a two-state solution. How can you be calling people to dialogue or for dialogue when you cannot dine or cannot associate? I mean, at least visit them. So if he is preaching peace and he cannot appear on people, someone who consider an enemy, or they want him to take sides, I must take sides not to be anti-Semitic. That is what it's looking like. Actually, that for me, it's getting too far-fetched.
No, it's not even only there, but apart from anti-Semitism, but you have people in various work. I mean, in Nigeria, we had somebody who, I mean, they said in the past had said something about these insurgents there, or what do you call them, the terrorist groups there, and he's now in government, and somebody said, whoa, in the past you didn't say that, and they were critiquing the person. But at what point do we say that, oh, truly, the person said this at a time, but now you see.
Actually, I think context will be very, very important when you look at those things, and sometimes to what has been the position of the person, what happened at that time when he was saying that, and as the person's position changed over time. Sometimes it will be good that we hear the person talk currently before we even refer them back that this person by default has not changed. This who he is, this who is, and he hasn't changed. That for me is far different from the situation. The two situations are not are critically not the same. For instance, this guy has no means or whatever in supporting this, and he was actually making a reference within context that the aggression that is being visited on the other people, I mean painted a picture of a state that is so interested in going for war at all and killing the enemies. In my view, within context, I don't think that is just anything. But again, that's my view, and I think people can hold their view.
I think it's political correctness gone bonkers now, because it's like, so what do I say if somebody is misbehaving and we have evidence this person is misbehaving? I say it and they say no, because this person is a protected species, and therefore
it's just like your culture. Our African words said, even the chief is killing you, you cannot talk, you can't speak. The chief can come to you and hold your neck and be squeezing you. You can see that, and that's what they use. They will go and take people's wives. They will go and take people's girlfriends, and you can't talk. The rich people who have power in our community, that's what they do. You see someone, a young man with their girlfriend, they park their car. We've seen in Nigerian movies, haven't we? They park their car, they take the girl, and the boy will now have to be looking. God no catch my woman now. So at the end of the day, those privileged, powerful, always want to use their position in one way or the other to abuse the others, and that's what we see. We know the Zionist lobbying group are so strong, and in all this, they control a lot of finance is a game, science is a game they play, and they've used that. The lobbies have gone ahead to do whatever they think will do to suit their interest, and that's the agenda we see today.
Well, good luck to him in whatever endeavor he decides to embark on. But it is Starr Radio UK, 17 minutes to the top of the hour. The time at 12:30, as I announced earlier on, we'll be having our Money Man, Mr. Tabiri, who will be joining us on the Money Hour. But now we're just going global trotting, looking at some of the stories making the rounds. Let's cross over, because I think we are a bit pressed with time. Okay, let me touch one other story, and then from Europe, and then we go straight to Africa. The family of Belarusian journalist Roman Protasevich says he was coerced into making a confession on TV of organizing anti-government protests. Now, Mr. Protasevich, 26, was arrested in Minsk last month after his flight to Lithuania was diverted. In a tearful appearance on state TV, he praised President Alexander Lukashenko and admitted attempting to topple him. Now, marks were visible on his wrists. Human rights and opposition campaigners say he was tortured. Mr. Protasevich was editor of the opposition Nexstar channel on the Telegram messaging app until last year. He was put on a list of individuals involved in terrorist activity by the government in Belarus. Now, I remember back in 1979, I was later, but I remember before the June 4 coup, there was a I've forgotten the May the first coup that former president
May 9th, is it May 9th?
May 9th,
yeah.
The coup
attempted one.
Okay, and then when he was arrested, now they were trying to get information, so they pulled his nails, his fingernails, so they tortured him to get information. Okay, now when you arrest somebody who is, bent on doing something. I'm not talking about this guy specifically, but maybe is planning to do something very evil.
Yeah.
Now, how do we get information out of them if you just treat them with kids' gloves?
Actually, it's a very difficult one. We know the security forces have used different methods in trying to get information from people. We know of examples of waterboarding and other things that the US actually specializes in, which they've actually deployed on the
Guantanamo Bay and
all those people. But actually, interrogators are taught what to do. Psychology is a tool that they use a lot. Sometimes they use threat. Sometimes they use bribery. They basically set you against your gang, and human our nature, we sometimes seek our own interest. If you stand firm and do what they have to do, but if it is true, if you have facts that are true, you easily give them out. At the same time, we also know that the authorities have mastered the arts of extorting information, or basically deriving information that duress, forcing people to give information using torture and other. That's why in court, information that is taken or derived from, if it is proven that under duress, cannot stand the test of time in court. So we know that. I mean, this very young man issue, 26-year-old guy, I don't think, I mean, he had a plan to stop all this thing. He is a journalist. He was helping, I mean, the activists propagate their message, and I do not think that, like all of us would do, probably in Nigeria now, some of us will be terrorists. I mean, probably
labeled.
I mean, Buhari would have labeled some of us terrorists. Akufo-Addo would have called some of us IS, what they call it, anti-Ghana state. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So they find ways to be able to paint you black just to hang, give a dog a bad name. And that is what governments are interested in. I mean, the classic example that you cited, for instance, when you were doing your this about Ghana, what they call it, the Chief Justice is trying to do, for instance, I call him, he's trying to use the weapon of legal terrorism. I mean,
you don't shut up. We'll revoke your license to operate.
It's legal terrorism. I mean, backed by the Constitution. Because he's the Chief Justice, he's using terror to basically silence people. Are you get me? I mean, you look at another example again. You look at power dynamics. Monday would be exactly a year when that status in the statue in Bristol was toppled. Now you look at the arguments that are coming up. People, he is a great man. This is a man who facilitated the transportation of about 24 million slaves, of which about 14 million died en route. Only about 10 million he profited directly from them. One who argue that world Africans, yes, we played a part in actually supplying. It was supplying, but who is it? The demand
and supply. So who was demanded?
You look at it, the argument that Britain is making, and you listen to people about whether that statute. Again, I bring it to this power dynamics. When Gaddafi's what do you call it, statue was toppled, they jubilated. They said all kind of things. When Saddam Hussein's statue
they were hitting it, jubilating.
They said no, Saddam Hussein is an evil man. There should be no remnant of nothing to show that he ever existed. Gaddafi, the same thing. That one we clapped as Britain. But here we are, another statue. Are there or not statues? Are the people not dead?
They are dead.
Didn't all commit what someone called evil in right? Which evil is more of evil than the others? Which sin is the greatest? One, the Saddam Hussein sin, because
how many people did they kill?
Alleged gas his people. He alleged started the war. His is the worst crime. Yes, Gaddafi, because one, his crime, he didn't allow you to rape his country of so like the way you've done to Zambia, Ghana, and other countries, and because he was a president, probably might have even be part of those who local bombing, which I still have my own reservation about that. That's a different story. He is a demon than a man who actually killed, facilitated the killing of 14 million people. So you look at again the power dynamics of where the strong will always want to use the weak, and that's what you see everywhere.
Wow. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Now, if you have any comments pertaining to what we are discussing this morning, feel free to post them on our Facebook page. In the next 9 minutes, I'll open the lines for you to join in. That's at 12 o'clock. You can also text or WhatsApp it to us, and we'll be able to read them as well. It is Starr Radio UK. Remember, this afternoon exactly at 3 o'clock, it will be coming your way. What? Yes, the roots of Africa. And I'll be telling you more on that in a moment. But let's move on to the African continent. The multinational effort to stave off an encroaching takeover by extremists in the part of Africa known as the Sahel is facing severe challenges. Mali, where around 400 British troops are currently deployed, has just experienced its second coup in 9 months, widely condemned by regional leaders. President Emmanuel Macron has threatened to pull out 5,100 French troops there if the coup leaders carry out their suggestion of making a deal with the same Islamist insurgent, the troops they are fighting. Now, further north, Spain has pulled out of the US-led multinational war games dubbed Africa Lion over disputes with Morocco. This matter for West Africa and the region. This matters for West Africa and the region, but it could also have a knock-on effect for other parts of the world. Now, this part of Africa, the Sahel, is the transit route for huge numbers of migrants making their ways northward to Europe. It's also major transit route for illegal drugs, weapons, and jihadists. Now, when all this were happening there, I mean, I know where, because of the way they've written this article, they are looking at it from their perspective, that because it's written, generated from this part of the world. Yeah. But you look at the fact that France is now threatening to pull their troops out. Now the UK has got only 500, 500 soldiers on the ground, and what is happening up in Morocco as well. Now, what do you think we can do in that sub-region to make sure that we maintain this?
The question is, France will not pull their troops out if they've not achieved their ultimate goal.
Okay.
That is because the French will do whatever it takes to pursue their interest. Will keeping the soldiers over there serve their interest? Did they had an agenda that when we finish achieving this, we will leave? They know their operational goals. They know what they wanted, and if I would not be surprised, they can pull them out at any time. One thing I wouldn't want to accept from France, yes, they help fight. They are helping fight this, but it shouldn't be sounded as if they're doing it in our own interest only. Because France has a strategic interest in those parts of Africa.
Yeah.
Don't they keep the finances of Mali?
Yes, they do.
Are they not those who keep the finances of all those Francophone countries?
Yeah.
So if those countries' GDP and others go down, won't it impact on how much they have in their banks as reserves?
Definitely. It will.
And then won't it affect how much they loan back to those countries, the interest rate they get from it? Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be made to sound as if they are doing Africa a great favor. I mean, they should tell us all the bombings that we've seen in Europe, how many of them have emanated from Africa? Because when you're talking of a transit route for jihadists, from where to where?
I'm looking at the map here, and it shows that from the Red Sea right down through Chad, through Niger to Mali. That's the area.
Right.
That is the Sahel,
so they are talking about jihadists within that
coming
area
from
to where? To Europe. I mean, they shouldn't bring that issue over, because all the bombings that we've seen here, how many? We've seen one in Morocco. That has nothing to do with the Sahel region.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've seen Tunisia. That has nothing to do with Sahel region.
Yeah.
How many people that are coming from the sub-Saharan Africa that will migrate? We know, as a matter of fact, that the migratory route, the illegal migration that takes place across the Atlantic, all the way to Greece and other things.
Yeah.
We know a lot of us go through what they call it,
Libya
and
Algeria,
so I understand that migration route, deadly as it is, people still risk their life to that. But when they talk about jihadists, they're talking about jihad, unless they're talking within the context of the Islamic State and the jihadists operating in that area, trying to convert or to turn those places into Islamic states and all those things. But when they are saying it's a route, like the way they coined, the drafted that to make it sound as if that is a trunk route or a major route for jihadists into Europe, I disagree with them, because that is not true. That is not true at all.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can take the bombings. Most of these will have been domestic groomed what do you call it, bred and groomed terrorists.
Yeah,
most of them.
Yeah.
Are you getting? Most of them have been domestic. I mean, trained here, brought up in over here. A few of them, you come Northern Africa and other, that's fine. But when you take the sub-Saharan Africa itself, the Sahel, those are Mali and all those, Ghana and all those, Nigerian, those who use that place as a route into Europe, most of them are not jihadists. They are not.
They are just looking for economic
they are not
liberation. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. What do you think about what we have said so far? Let's move on straight to Nigeria, because there are a couple of stories that I wanted to pick from there before we had lunch in Ghana. Now, opposition planning to bring down Buhari, hyping insecurity in Nigeria. That's what Patami is saying. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Patami, has declared that those attempting to bring down President Muhammadu Buhari through the back door are hyping the issue of insecurity in the country. So that means it's not happening. People are just hyping it. Now, he added that those trying to bring down Buhari through the back door will not succeed. He spoke while featuring on the All Progressive Congress stewardship program organized by the party's Professionals Forum on Thursday. The minister said the opposition parties are hyping the narrative on insecurity to portray Buhari in a bad light. According to Patami, President Muhammadu Buhari will be judged by security and other achievements, but the issue of security is not going to be an artificial security situation in Nigeria, and said nobody can bring down Buhari government. Now, it's like what we were saying when this Google man they made that statement in the past.
Yeah.
Now, when you call the truth and people say, "Hey, what you're saying is not true," you're just hyping something, maybe some sporadic thing that is happening. You're just hyping, making a mountain out of a molehill.
You see, yesterday that I was saying some of these Nigerian ministers are now governing. A lot of African politicians govern from within the opposition. They're always thinking of what the opposition is thinking of them. And there anything that is happening that is not good is opposition.
Who is causing that?
Akufo-Addo thought free SHS criticism was an NDC agenda until he had one of his own favorite radio station doing analysis about how bad the system is being run. Until the people also got to know that his educational minister himself thought that what he is supervising is not good enough for his own children, and therefore took the children out of that school into a private school. Until then, it was opposition. Are you getting me? The question we're asking is, Archie, I'm not a Nigerian. I followed politics. In fact, I actually got actively involved in politics and this political issue, I would say over 20 years now, at a very young age. Actually, I've never known of any period in my lifetime where the issue of insecurity in Nigeria is so loud, visible, can be seen, to a point where I've met people who actually have experienced it firsthand, to a point where friends of mine or I've had to deal with situations bordering on security when someone was there. I mean, my younger brother, the airline he used to work with. Now, when they fly to, I'm not going to name the airline. When they turn they fly to Nigeria, the former boss was there. Actually, the sense of insecurity and how they even take care of them to move from one location to another should tell you that, look, there's something wrong. He'll question, why do I need to do all these things? Are you getting me? Why must all this? And you're coming to tell me that I should believe you that everything that is happening, we're witnessing, is okay. Let's say Jonathan Goodluck and his people are those going around kidnapping people. Is that what he wants to tell us?
Yeah.
So all the kidnapping that are going on, he can't see.
No, it's not true.
He should tell us in the history of Nigeria which period under which government have we seen or witnesses the number almost a daily basis kidnapping? And you come to tell me that I should be blaming the opposition? Actually, they've lost. Look, they are short of ideas. When you know what you're doing, you know that you're heading towards a goal. You have a plan, and you're heading towards there. You focus and deliver on that. But when you know that you've lost track, you are quick to be able to actually you're driving towards a destination, and you know that you arrive at home, right? You're driving there, you concentrate on driving, okay. But when you know that, look, the fuel you have in your car cannot take you, you now begin to, who did not remind you to buy fuel?
Who you can blame?
Who you can blame? That's exactly what they are doing. That's exactly what they are doing. They've lost it. They've lost it. Look, the audio we listened to yesterday from Olayomi, that is a person who is run opposition. And this is a person who is in your kitchen and telling you that, look, you know what? The food you are cooking, the salt, you promise to give us salt, but you put bitter cola. That is what we are eating. What is bitter cola? Then you tell me the bitter cola in the food is actually being, trumpeted by the opposition. That there's even no bitter cola. What you say is a mirage. We are dreaming. Actually, you know what? Some of these people, I don't know. I don't know. But that's African politics. Some of them are not qualified to be speaking to be speaking to Nigerians. That's it.
We'll come to Ghana to look at the critiquing of government, but there's one story that I wanted to look at, still from Nigeria, and then we'll bring the program to a close. Now, rate of Nigerian youth renouncing citizenship is alarming. The federal government says, this is the federal government saying that the rate at which Nigerian youths are renouncing the citizenship is alarming. The Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Agbesola, noted that the trend was worrisome and counterproductive, urging young Nigerians to stop renouncing their citizenship.
Stop what? They should stop what?
Renouncing their citizenship.
Why?
Mr. Agbesola, through the ministry permanent secretary Shaib Belgori, stated during the ministerial alignment meeting of the presidential task force on deliverables for ministries, departments and agencies of government, he assured the general public that the government will put mechanism in place to engage young Nigerians in productive activities. Now, you look at this. You look at this story. The rate at which people are saying that, look, I don't want to be no more Windsor. I've decided. Now, what will make somebody decide, I live in a palace, I'm a royal, I don't want to be part of it? What? There might be something going on there.
Actually, you know, the British, they like one thing, their image. They don't want to soil. Do you think I will not be proud to be a Nigerian if the image of Nigeria? I mean, there are a lot of things to look at. One, Nigerian internationally has got that image of 419. It's something that unfortunately a few criminals brought it upon us. We accept it, we live with it, we're doing our. So basically, if you are a Nigerian, it takes you twice the effort to be able to get yourself accepted when you're dealing with someone with an open mind. You can be a pastor, but the way you are treated, again, as a direct result of the background information that people have about you, that is one. And therefore, we've seen a lot of Nigerians that will go for Ghanaian passports. We've seen a lot of them that will go for a Togolese passport. We'll see a lot of them that will go for Sierra Leonean passport, Liberian passport, renouncing their citizenship. That is one. Now, Archie, the second issue is when you live in a state of hopelessness. When you live, the minister should be able to tell us how many jobs have they created year on year, to be able to point that we put this program in place, it employed so number of people, This is how much they are earning. This is the trickle down effect of our policy, and this is the result. We were able to help 1 million young people to start up their business. We're able to help 10,000 couples to acquire new homes. We're able to help 40,000 young women to learn this specific trade. We're able to disburse a 1 billion. But the other time, getting to the election, they were distributing some money. What did we say? We said over here it was a political gimmick to buy votes. Haven't they stopped?
Yeah. Oh, they stopped. No, it's because of the COVID.
That is the most annoying thing when I even hear. When especially the president of Ghana, he liked using COVID a lot. COVID. I mean, he was meeting. This was like prior to COVID recovery. I mean, Africa should stop using the COVID. The only thing that has helped, remittances have gone down a little bit because people are not giving a little more. But they themselves in those countries, they should tell us. They should tell us how has COVID. Apart from what do you call it, the donors who have not given them. I mean, we're talking about the UK now trying to cut its foreign aid budget from 14 billion to 10 billion, moving from 0.7 and not 7 to 0.5 to reduce that, which will impact on how much Nigeria will get, Ghana will get. Apart from that, Archie, let's look at an example. I've just been sending a picture. Let me see if I'll say I can say you upload it on
send it
upload it on the screen. I want to speak to this picture briefly. Yes, there's a picture. Okay, Archie, I ask permission, Esther Nyanu, please bear with us. Let's use this picture for this program.
Okay, I saw that.
You saw that. Okay. You see that picture over there, listeners?
And just a moment.
Okay.
You go and I'm going to post it.
For those of you on Facebook and YouTube, let me read what this lady posted on her Facebook. And Bossman, thank you very much for sending that image. Say, my brothers and sisters, that's what she was going to. I'll just read, what. I met the Dutch Prime Minister at the airport in France. We were all waiting for a flight to Holland. No chartered plane. Also sitting at the economy. So sad, African ladies. This is a Dutch Prime Minister, right? Actually, you see the picture?
Yeah, I'm posting it there now.
This is a Prime Minister of a nation that donates, and Buhari and Akufo-Addo go begging to give them aid, right? He could have used a chartered plane from France to what to call Holland.
They have the means.
They have the means. They have a lot of private jets that could have been rented, right? There are a lot of businessmen, business people who could have donated or even given lobbies who could have given them. And these people support our education. They support our health sector. They support our roads. They support our economy, right? The Prime Minister was taking a passenger transport. Are you get me? When Akufo-Addo was going to France, South Africa in 9 days, do you know what he did? He chartered a flight that was costing the taxpayer £15,000 an hour. Are you getting me? £15,000 an hour, right? When Buhari was coming to UK to spend there to look after himself, what did he do? Private jets with a whole entourage. How many people are working with this minister? How many people are working? This is the Prime Minister, Archie. So you sit down and blame COVID when our own stupidity to a large extent has created a lot of problems that we do have. When Akufo-Addo was traveling, how many people did he travel with? What was the per diem of the people? How much did we pay? Archie, look, £15,000 an hour.
Yeah.
Let me calculate how much £15,000 an hour is. And I'll show you something now. £15,000 per hour. Today, the exchange rate, and thank God, Sendwave, thank you very much. If we use Sendwave for now, let's say £15,000. Listeners, we're doing this live conversion. So if you want to send money today, actually £15,000 is 118, current 119,000. I am coming to send you another picture. Okay, actually, this picture, I think I sent you to yesterday.
Okay.
This is a picture of a school block. That, let me see, do I have it? Let me see if I have it. Actually, okay. If I don't have it, probably would. But actually, a school block that is collapsed. An hour money. How much we need an hour can fix that school block? How much Akufo-Addo spend an hour on flight could have fixed that school block? Are you telling me therefore that COVID is something that is getting that school block not to be fixed? Yeah, you spend an hour money which could fit a school block.
Yeah,
and someone you go to beg is using a pass. Actually, there's something. I think we don't need COVID vaccine in Africa. I keep on telling the vaccine we need. If we do not change and we get our scientists or whoever.
I need to get my daughter. I'll get her. She can find some. Listen, my princess.
Actually, are you getting the argument I'm trying to make?
Yeah.
Because this is a prime minister who can afford, decided to actually. The other time, Uganda, I was watching in Uganda, the minister who nearly got assassinated. He was driving a V8 4.5 liter. Land Cruiser. I have.
It was right? On the BBC. Yeah.
As we speak now, there are people in Uganda villages who need water. And you tell me that we should blame on COVID?
Because of COVID.
Buhari should look within and tell us what expenditure, household expenditure, the minister's expenditure, the senators, the House representatives, how have they reduced their spending during COVID?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the ordinary person, it is COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID, we can't help you.
Why didn't Akufo-Addo say, because of COVID, I will not travel, I will use the money to feed my people?
We could do Skype.
Why couldn't they use Zoom? Must we always have to travel and come and be begging? You see, I blame them. You see, they've also used it as soft power. That is one thing. They use this aid system as soft power.
So you will come to us.
And that is what they've used to manipulate us. If not that, no rational human being should be looking at Africa today and telling us that someone take a private jet, right? Hired a private jet
to come and
to come to me, who uses a public transport to a conference, and asking me to give them, to help them with money. Archie, come on. Archie.
No, that means they are respecting you. Archie, very rich. But we come to
take it this way. I am coming to your house. Right? I arrived at your home with a fresh Maybach.
Yes.
Okay? Or probably Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Or probably, call it
the latest Rolls Royce. Have you seen the latest Rolls Royce?
Actually, don't tempt me.
20 million.
Don't tempt me to break my bank account. Actually, I arrived at your door with the latest Maybach.
Yeah.
Costing me not less than $1 million. Or probably let's take a cheaper side. A Mercedes-Benz S-Class S600.
Yeah.
Arriving over there in a full bulletproof cozy this thing. And when I'm coming to, do you know what? I came with an entourage. There's an SUV in front of me, SUV ahead of me, you. To the side of it, there are motorcades. And I come to tell her, actually, you know what? My water bills have not been paid. Can you help me? Actually, if you give me money, you stupid. No. Even if you have to,
am I giving the money so that you know that I have control over you?
No. Actually, that you might give me the money, but if I give you money, if I were you, I'll tell you, can you give me your car key?
Yeah.
And I'll get a bicycle or something to take you on there. Because actually, if you look at it, and I'll tell you,
it doesn't make sense.
In fact, fueling a 4 point or probably a 6.0 liter member, driving from Clapham to your place would have paid that bill for me.
Oh, cry.
Are you getting me? What do I need? What need manual? I need injection. I need a vaccine.
Vaccine. Purification of brain vaccine. Wow.
It's serious. They should stop using this COVID. This thing. They should stop it.
Listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. Let me say good afternoon to Frederick Ampofo. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you very much for joining us. Apologies. 12:30 we'll be having our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, on the money hour. But as I've said earlier on, this afternoon exactly at 3 o'clock, we have the Roots of Africa, the 14th episode coming your way. So make a date with us. But let's crack on because we've got a couple of stories to touch on before we bring the first part of the program to a close. Well, the CJ has summoned he was a member of the petitioners, okay, Dr. Anyeni. Okay, so the Judicial Secretary has filed a petition at the Disciplinary Committee of the General Legal Council against Bolgatanga East MP Dominic Anyeni over some comments he allegedly made about the 2020 elections. Petition during an academic discussion. The lawmaker is reported to have said the Supreme Court failed to apply the rules of procedure during the trial. He also believed to have raised concerns over the regular dismissal of the petitioner's application during the case. Mr. Anyeni is reported to have made the comments at an event organized by the Center of Democratic Development and the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. My apologies. The petition urged the GLC to probe the lawmaker and apply the necessary sanctions. Now, the necessary sanctions are ultimately, if the person has done a wrong, is to revoke his license. I don't know how long, is it going to be for life or whatever. But Frank, have we gotten to a place where I know that when there's a case going on and a critique that could be held as contempt, it will be contempt against me. But when the case is all said and done, and we're doing academic exercise, now we cite situations, we cite incidents that have gone on in previous cases to make sense of what is happening or the way forward. Now, if I do that, have I erred?
You see, Archie, when you're dealing with terrorists, you've erred. I'm sorry, Archie. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry, but Archie, when you're dealing with terrorists, you've erred. Why do I say terrorists? Archie, look, we went to an election petition. May I remind people that in 2013, when the first election petition was over, the Dankwa Institute organized series of discussions, issued several press statements, published several articles about what they thought Justice Atuguba and others, where they erred. You recall?
I recall that.
Those are matters of record. They can be seen, they can be read, and they can be retrieved. Right?
Yes.
Indeed. The current Chief Justice himself had an opportunity to have commented on that after the case. Why then did he not report himself to the Ghana what they call it?
Legal Council.
They've grouped themselves together, use their power. Again, is the power dynamics over here, because they think they're in power. They'll be there forever, and therefore they will not. Actually, for me, thank God I'm not a lawyer. And if I were a lawyer, probably they would have struck me off long time. You know, my friend. That's the same thing that they did to him. What do you call it? There's a human rights lawyer. Sosu.
Yeah.
They did. I think he took them back to and won the case.
I remember before the election. When
And it's a culture that we see in Ghana, the culture of silence, that you cannot speak. They basically see themselves as traditional chiefs that have been appointed by democratic instruments. In the village, you cannot speak against chief. The chief justice thinks that the country is a judicial palace and he is the head. But actually, you know what? This judicial terrorism is not going to wash. No, it's not going to. How many people? Where are you going to? And there are 1,000 people who are going to comment with judicial council.
Yeah. You can come here to come and tell the British.
And even there are thousands in Ghana who are going to.
Yeah.
Who are going to comment? Who are angry already commenting?
Yeah.
I mean, already commenting.
Yeah.
I think it's a wrong fire. It's a wrong. A bullet that has been fired, and I do not think so. You are saying even academia cannot comment. We cannot do academic exercise with decisions that have been taken, even if they are wrong.
Have you been in a debate before?
Oh, Archie, I used to be a debater. I
was debating lots.
I debated even up to my master's degree.
Oh, okay.
I was always a debater.
Okay, at times the topic that is supposed to be debated, it's not that I in my real life I like it, but I'm just taking that position for the discussion, academic discussion.
You need to make logical and arguments about what and back your point with evidence. Are you getting me? And the person is so you think you are the chief justice. You've adjudicated where everyone, even the dead, saw what you were doing was wrong. You said people shouldn't talk because you are the chief justice. Actually, you know what? This judicial terrorism is not going to work. I mean, it's never. It's the same thing that we see. The culture of silence.
Yeah.
When the what they call it recently, the civil society group, they wanted to demonstrate.
Oh, okay, that was the story that I was bringing. The fix the country protest. They are embarking on this in a demonstration, going to the High Court today to go appeal that.
Because if you look at what happened yesterday at Sir John's funeral, where the vice president was there, you cannot tell me that you are an apostle of the gospel, and you are apostle saying that this is a Bible, everybody believe in it. Yeah. You carrying it when it comes to your turn. So I don't have the Bible here.
See, everybody.
No. It cannot work. It cannot work. These are terrorists. They are using the law to terrorize the people. And African leaders are very, very good at that. Hey, my father, Museveni, is one of them. Akufo-Addo has proven to be one of them. Buhari is one of them. Belarus, what do you see? Against terrorism.
Yes.
Are you getting me? All these leaders put themselves, after being elected, transform themselves and metamorphose into, different animals that you
democratic terrorists.
They are. They are. Anim your boy is a terrorist. He's trying to be a judicial terrorist. It's not going to work. Archie, it's not going to work.
Well, listeners, if you are listening to us, the lines have been open since 12 o'clock, though. Yeah, we're going to be finishing the first part in the next 5 minutes. But what do you think? Do you think what government is doing at the moment? Well, maybe you as one who supports the NPP and therefore you see nothing wrong. As in the case where one of the ministers in Nigeria is saying that, hey, guys, you think that insecurity, you are using insecurity, that there's insecurity going on, and finding that flame and saying that because of insecurity, so the government of Buhari should be taken away or should be brought down and stuff like that. He's saying that no. In the same vein, maybe you belong to those parties. Now the question is, do you think what is going on at the moment, if you are at the other side and you are being treated like that, will you feel happy about it?
Yeah, and if you actually, they should even take part. You see, we easily get into this politics or this issue of NDC, MPP, ACP and other, and then lose relevance. And anytime you see politicians doing that or things like that, they're trying to take your attention from the real issue. They want you to focus on a perceived enemy. They will create an enemy for you. You are an MPP. Okay, and therefore whatever you are saying, whatever you are saying is good. You are APC. You know, there is them against that. Who are them? The first thing is not about them. It's about us, all of us. Because whether you are an MPP, you are an NDC, you are CPP, you are whatever, we are Ghanaians in the first place, right? So we should be very bold to be able to speak truth to power when they are erring. Something happened a few days ago, last week, and in fact, Archie, when we talk of the insecurity, state-sponsored insecurity, yesterday we heard of a police officer who shot an innocent Nigerian.
Yeah,
the worst is even happening in Ghana. Look, civilians that were trained how to handle weapons.
Yeah,
recruited into what they call national security. Now everyone with national security, they brand it around as if it is a badge that one should be proud of.
Yeah.
A former MP, Edu Asari, or what they call, had to kneel down live on television. On a live television, knelt down to beckon the power that look, what is happening in Ghana is going out of hands. Something happened last week. The so-called national security people went to a casino belonging to Chinese. They raided that casino. First, destroy all the CCTV. So they came. Let's assume they came to this place.
To him, but wherever you
all the CCTV cameras over here were destroyed.
And today we're having a look at the tax credit.
They came. Our recording system.
Good afternoon to Mr. Dan
destroyed. So that you have no evidence.
Yeah, of whatever.
Took all their mobile phones, stole money that belonged to them. They couldn't account for it, and they do this in the name of national security. And you say no one should talk because it's national security. My friend's house, she was nearly killed by the so-called national security people. I shouldn't talk because it's an MPP that is in power. I said, damn it, it's not going to happen. Some of us will speak. But at the end of the day, I mean, the day you get to Ghana, I say, I'll come to Ghana, you can't get me.
You won't even see me.
Because it's serious.
Return to invisible force.
I say, it is very, very, very serious. It is very, very serious. If you're listening to us over here, we have a remote recorder. Come and destroy it.
Before you get here, it's already recorded.
Come and destroy it. We don't care. And actually, that's exactly what I would advise each and everyone. If you are in Ghana, or you have a CCTV system at your place, now please try and get a remote recording system. You can link it to your computer into a different site and then be recording whatever. Yeah. Because actually, come on. It's a country that you do not want to. It's a lovely country, and we do that. We don't know that we are scaring investors away.
Yeah,
we're scaring tourists away.
Yeah,
and then we come home and then say coronavirus. Actually, our money is almost here.
Yes. Listen at Starr Radio UK. Before we go, this afternoon, what are you looking at? And your guys coming on. Where are they from?
Actually, this afternoon, again, the future belongs to the youth. The future belongs to the youth. We've received a statement again from the former president. We'll see if we can read it.
Okay.
But the future belongs to the youth. And on Roots of Africa this afternoon, we will be speaking to two very dynamic youth hailing from South Africa, Vutivi Mbiza, who is a young lady, a youth, an activist in South Africa. Recently, Edo International Idol was invited by AU to help celebrate the AU Day. These are some of the former presentations was done. So basically we'll be speaking to them about a variety of issues having to do with the African youth today, Africa youth tomorrow, and the role they see the youth playing in the future of AU.
Okay.
As again we'll be having Sihinlala forgive me if I don't pronounce the name very well. Magubane, who was also South African, who will be joining me as exactly at 3 o'clock on the Roots of Africa. So don't miss it. It's all about the youth and the future of Africa this afternoon.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Frank Davids. Listeners, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 12:31. And at this juncture, we take you straight to Kent, where our money man is. And today he's looking at what? Tax credit. Because we know that this is a time where there are challenges. People are actually suffering with everything that is going on. But well, he is here to help you on that front. So listen to him.
Good afternoon to you, Archie. It's a pleasure speaking to you and coming your way again.
Yes, it's been quite some time now.
Yes, it's been very busy, but I'm glad to be back.
Yes. Listeners, Mr. Tabiri is the CEO of GIL Accountancy Services for all your accounting issues. Even with what we are going to be discussing, you want to know more, get in touch with him and he will be helping you on that note. But let's go to today's discussion. I know sometime back we did discuss that, but I know you always come in with fresh information, so maybe we have something fresh coming in. Tax credit. What is tax credit, sir?
Yeah, so we looked at tax credit before, but I think it's something that we need to keep on refreshing our minds and looking at what's new on the horizon. And basically keeping ourselves up to date, because it affects our daily lives, our incomes. So it's important to understand. Basically, there are three types of tax credits that we have at the moment, which is the child tax credit, the working tax credit, and the universal credit.
Okay.
But we'll take the time and look at each of these. We'll see how the time allows us, and how far we can go today.
Okay, sir.
But we'll start off with the child tax credit. And the child tax credit, you qualify to make a claim for child tax credit. The child tax credit is part of the welfare system in the UK, where if you are aged 16, you can make a claim. If you have a child, the child tax credit is for people who have children, who are responsible for children. So you could perhaps not be your biological children, but if you've got adopted children, you qualify to make this claim as well.
Okay, what is the age limit there?
Yeah, so if you have children who are age 16 or under, or if they are above 16 but below the age of 20 years, but still in eligible education or training, then you can qualify. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So it's under 16. So if they leave school at 16, and then your child tax credits would have to stop. But if they continue after 16, if they still continue in eligible education or training, then child tax credit can continue up to the age of 20.
Okay.
Now, child tax credit, the award, it depends on the family situation. So if you are a single parent, then you can make the claim just by yourself. But if you are in a civil partnership, I have to choose my words carefully here. So if you are married or in a civil relationship, or you are cohabitating with somebody, that can be seen as a form of a relationship, then you would have to make your claims as joint. You have to make your claims as joint. And child tax credits are paid at the moment. They are paid weekly. You can opt to be paid monthly, depending on how you want your income to be paid. If you're already making the claim, then it will continue as usual. Every year, HMRC will send you a statement showing what is owed and what they expect to pay you in the future.
Yeah.
If you are not been claiming already, or if you have a new baby, then you have to make the claim as soon as possible. Usually there are limits on how far back that you can backdate the claim. So it's important that when you become eligible to make this claim, you do this as soon as possible.
All right. Now, you did talk about if you are married or in a civil relationship or cohabiting, your joint, both of you have to do it.
You have to make a joint claim, yes.
Okay. Now, does it does your income have any way of affecting whatever you're going to be earning?
For child tax credits, it's usually for low income earners.
Okay.
So if your income goes above a certain limit, then you might not get anything from child tax credit because you are simply classified as a higher earner. So it also depends on your income.
Oh, okay.
That's why if you are a couple, then your income, both joint incomes, will be taken into consideration in determining what the level of benefits that you qualify to receive.
Okay, I catch you. Yeah, go on, sir.
Yeah, so we spoke about to qualify, you'd have to be a parent or have responsibility for a child. So you don't necessarily have to be the biological parent. Now, to have responsibility for a child, some of the things that they would look at or consider is that the child have to live with you all the time. So if you have a situation where the child, perhaps you're a single parent, but the child moves around, then we have to determine where the child's normal place of abode is to determine responsibility.
Okay. Then let me ask you a quick question there. Now we have a tendency where some of the minority, we decide, my child is growing up and blah blah blah. Let me take the child back home so that my parents will be taking care of that child because of my work and stuff I cannot have. So in such case, can somebody still claim the child tax credit?
Well, so this is the situation. If the child moves out of the country, they are not living with you. You cannot claim child tax credit for them.
Cannot claim child. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot claim child tax credit for them. As we've just looked at, they have to be living with you.
Okay. Now, one of the case where the parents, maybe initially, the child was, like you were saying, maybe the child was living with them.
The only exception, just to clarify that the previous question, the only exception is if they are living anywhere in the European Union.
Okay, European Union.
Yes.
Okay.
So if they go out of the European Union, that situation changes. But again, we all know that Brexit is upon us, and
that might affect it.
Change again. Sorry, so you can go on with your question.
Okay, I was asking where parents, maybe both of them were living together, like we see, they've divorced or they've separated, and this one is living here, as you were saying. So the child was living with the mother, at a point, and decide whatever happens now, the child has moved to go and live with the father, or vice versa. Now, how does that affect the child tax credit?
With the tax credit, any of the tax credits, when your situation changes, you have to alert HMRC.
Okay.
So in a case where, such as you've described, where the child has moved from the mother to the father, the made aware of this change, and they would, if they decide to still want to allow the mother to still claim the child tax credit, the father would have to give consent.
Oh, okay. There should be that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the father would have to give consent because he is living with the child, and he would be seen as the responsible person.
But what of in the case where the child is not, let me say initially maybe it was the mother who is taking care of the child. Now there is an auntie or an extended family, and this child is living with that particular person. Okay, so who claims it? Can the mother claim it and then go give it to the child, though the child is not living with her?
Well, if HMRC become aware that the mother is not, the auntie qualifies to make the claim and claim for the child because they are living with the child. Yes. Okay. But the rules are that the child has to live with you. So even if you are the mother and the child is not living with you, then you do not qualify to make that claim.
Okay, sir. Please go on.
Yeah, so that is a child tax credit. And to clarify, this has nothing to do with whether you are working or not. So long as you have a child, a responsibility for a child who is under the age of 16, or if they're above 16, they are still in education, then you qualify. A lot of people get this confused. So the child tax credit has nothing to do with whether you're working or not.
Okay.
Okay, it's the benefit is for the child. Okay. The other part of tax credit is working tax credit.
Yeah.
Now this gets a bit more complicated because working tax credit is also another form of benefit given to low income earners or to boost.
Mr. Tabiri, just a quick one. A question has come in about the child tax credit. So let me just pose it and then please, then we go on. I beg you, please. Now the person is asking. He said, now what happens that at times they send them letters to say that they have HMRC have overpaid you, and therefore you have to refund those monies, and it puts people's it put them in some very, very troubled situation. What happens exactly?
Right. Okay. So this is a very popular question, which has been going on for years. It happens that HMRC have worked out your tax credits on the basis as, let's say, you have you've told them you have an income of 20,000.
Yeah.
Come the end of the tax year, your income shows that you actually earn maybe about 25,000. Maybe you got a bonus sometime in the year, or you change jobs, or your salary just increased. And then so they work out your tax credit and they find out that we've overpaid this guy or this person because of the increase in income.
Yeah.
So that's where they send you these letters to try and recoup it back. Some people also have the situation where they haven't renewed their tax credit. And so if you haven't renewed your tax credit, by law they have power to ask for all the money that they've paid you in the previous year back.
Wow.
So those are some of the very, very distressing situations that we have a lot of people facing. So it's very important to get on top of this.
Okay.
At the moment, because of real-time information, this situation is not expected to arise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where for reasons where your income has increased and HMRC have not adjusted your tax credit. previously, before RTI, or what we call real-time information, HMRC would not actually know how much you earned until the end of the financial year or the tax year. The employer, at the end of the year, the employer will do the P60 and send it over to HMRC. That is only when HMRC would know the true extent of your earnings. So what they were doing before was just to estimate based on what you tell them your income is.
Okay.
And then at the end of the year, if your income turns out to be different, then they would have to rework the tax credit.
Okay. I see.
So that is the situation. Unfortunately, if they've overpaid you, then you would have to pay it back.
Yeah.
But if it's very distressing in terms of how much they are taking off you, and it's making it difficult for you to live, you can always call them and speak to them and have some form of arrangement, either to take it little by little or to suspend it in total, because it would impact on your living.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is very important. If you get those letters, don't just take it as it is. Take it further, speak to them, and say, well, you've overpaid me £5,000. You want to take maybe £300 a month from me, but if you take that £300, it will be difficult for me to survive. They will take your income, they will take your expenses, and if that is the case, they will come to some form of arrangement or suspend the collection indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's done. So that's that. Yeah.
But again, when it comes to you said there was a limit, if depending on your earnings. Do you have privy to how much somebody will have to be earning so that they don't qualify for child tax credit?
You're looking at, I think, I don't have the exact figures in front of me. Usually they have this tax credit calculator that they use where they put in the figures and then it tells them.
Oh, okay.
But you are roughly looking at about 30,000. Above that, I don't think, unless you have multiple children, whether you won't be entitled to a tax credit. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Please go on. I know that our time is gone, but maybe if you can just introduce the working tax credit. Then
we can look at the working tax credit. Now, the working tax credit is, it's also dependent on whether that is dependent on whether or not you're working.
Okay.
So that is not that you have to be working to be able to get working tax credit. If you are aged between 16 to 24 and you have a child or a qualifying disability, or you are 25 and over with or without children, you must work a certain number of hours a week, get paid for what you do, and have an income below a certain level. So again, HMRC do not tell you exactly what this income level is.
Okay.
But it's roughly within the basic tax rate. So we're looking at about 30,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So the criteria is that you have to work a certain number of hours, and we know this number of hours is 16 hours a week.
Yeah.
Minimum to be able to qualify.
Okay.
The basic amount of working tax credit is up to about 1,960 a year. So you could get more or less depending on your circumstances and income.
Okay. So how do someone apply for that?
Well, to apply for working tax credit, you need a claim form You can either do that online, or you can go to your nearest tax office, get a claim form, or the job center. If you go to the job center and ask for a claim form for working tax credit, they will give you one to fill out and basically give it back, and they would write back to you with your award and what you're entitled to.
Okay. Yes. Go on, sir.
Yeah. So that's the working tax credit. Now it's important that again, this is also renewable every year. So at the end of the tax year, somewhere around April, HMRC will send you a statement of if you're already claiming working tax credit. We'll send you a statement showing both your child tax credit and your working tax credit, and show you your income from the previous year and how they've calculated your tax credit award, and also indicate what you are likely to receive based on the information that they have for the next tax year. Now you then need to go back and renew your tax credit either by phone. You can even do that online these days if you have a personal tax account, and basically tell them whether there have been any changes from the information that they hold, or you're happy for them to continue with the claim with the information that they currently hold. So you basically update it and accept the award. If you don't, you'd have to do this before the 31st of July. If this date passes and you haven't renewed your tax credit, you are likely to your tax credit payments will be stopped, and they would ask for all the money that they paid in the previous tax year back, as we looked at before.
I see.
So it's really, really important that when those brown envelopes drop through the door, people do not just people do not just throw it away, or it's important. Open it, even if you don't understand it. Speak to an accountant or show it to somebody to help you to know what actions you need to take. Many a time, cases that have come before me, it's purely out of ignorance or procrastination, where nothing is done, and it's very punitive, as you know, in this country. If you live like that, So we need to get on top of these things and understand the tax credit. If they send you a tax credit award, you need to understand why they've made that award. If you do not agree, you phone them and tell them this award I do not agree, or taking some money out of you, and it's difficult for you to have ends meet, to make ends meet. By all means, give them a call and tell them this is your living situation, and it will be difficult, with those deductions that they've made of you. So it's always important to speak to them and have everything resolved.
All right. Now, if somebody wants to contact Mr. Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, what can he or she do? Listening to us now.
Well, you can contact me by phone, which would be the quickest. You can phone me on 079-6124-8834. I repeat, 079-6124-8834. Or you can contact me on email dan@gilaccountants.com. dan@gilaccountants.com.
Okay. Mr. Tabiri, we want to say thank you very much for submission today.
You're most welcome. It's a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully next week, God willing, we'll be able to look at the universal tax credit. Which has come to basically replace the child tax credit and the working tax credit. And we have a parallel system running at the moment, and we'll look into all that next week, God willing.
Okay. Thank you very much, and you have a blessed weekend.
This Friday on the Roots of Africa program, we will be having South Africa youth on both radio and TV. On Starr Radio UK, our guest will be at 3 p.m. GMT time and 6 p.m. East Africa time. And on Raya TV at 4:30 p.m. GMT time and 7:30 p.m. East Africa time.
Light-skinned people are beneficiaries of a system that they did not create, and there isn't much that they can do about it.
We as Africans need to define what beauty standards are for us, and we also need to accept that there isn't only one kind of beauty.
We'll be having the same youth on the same discussion. Hope you'll enjoy the show and do not miss the show.
I'm African and I'm proud. I love my skin color and my hair.
For the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.